Hello and welcome to Express Update. We are coming to you from our studios within the Ministerial Enclave, and you can also catch us on GoTV channel 184. I am Victoria Bonle Diamro. Now to our news bulletin. President Mahama establishes 3 global panels to address reparation issues. Also, over 4,000 public workers owing student loans to be recovered through salary reductions, says by Controller and Accountant General. These and many other stories coming your way shortly. Please stay tuned. On our first story, President John Dramani Mahama has established 3 global panels to facilitate discussions on reparations related to transatlantic slave trade and racialized chattel enslavement. He announced this initiative at a high-level consultative conference focused on deepening global engagement on justice, cultural restitution, and historical accountability.
If the adoption of the UN General Assembly resolution marked an important moment of international recognition, our responsibility now is to ensure that this recognition translates into meaningful and sustained action. And so today we must move from recognition to building the architecture for reparatory justice. To ensure the momentum generated by Resolution ARES 8250 is sustained and translated into practical outcomes, I'm pleased to announce the establishment of 3 global panels which will serve as the pillars of the next phase of this international effort. The first is a global advisory panel on reparatory justice, comprising heads of states and government, eminent leaders and public figures who will provide strategic guidance to advance international dialogue and cooperation on reparatory justice. The second is an expert panel on the restitution of cultural artifacts, which will support efforts to facilitate the return of all cultural properties, archives, sacred objects, and historical treasures to their rightful communities and countries of origin. And the third is a global legal panel on reparatory justice, which will bring together distinguished jurists and legal scholars to explore legal pathways, deepen legal understanding, and develop approaches that are consistent with international law, human dignity, and justice. These panels are not intended to replace the work of governments, regional organizations, or international institutions.
Away from that, the Controller and Accountant General, Kwesi Ejay, has disclosed that approximately 4,000 public sector workers on the government's payroll have outstanding student loan obligations owed to the Student Loan Trust Fund. He made the disclosure during the launch of activities marking the fund's 20th anniversary on Thursday, June 18.
According to Mr. Ejay, the Controller and Accountant General's Department is collaborating with the fund to recover the debts through salary deductions, in line with existing legal and regulatory provisions governing public sector payroll administration. He explained that the move is aimed at improving compliance, boosting loan recoveries, strengthening the financial sustainability of the fund, and ensuring that future generations of students continue to benefit from the scheme. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the fund, Dr. Sajida Shiraz, announced a 50% increase in access to the regular student loan package, attributing the development to the timely release of funds from the Ghana Education Trust Fund. The Student Loan Trust Fund, established to provide financial support to eligible tertiary students, has over the past 2 decades become a key source of educational financing for thousands of students across the country.
The sustainability of revolving fund depends on the timely repayment of loans, ensuring resources remain available for future students. In this regard, the partnership between the Student Loan Trust Fund and the Controller and Accountant General Department offers an opportunity to strengthen loan recovery and improve the long-term sustainability of student financing in Ghana. As the custodian of the Government of Ghana payroll system, the Controller and Accountant General is well placed to support the identification of beneficiaries employed in the public sector who are on the mechanized payroll, thereby facilitating loan recovery through structured payroll deductions. Subject to the applicable legal and regulatory framework, such deductions could be administered as statutory deductions to promote consistency, efficiency, and compliance. We have already identified over 4,000 beneficiaries on the government payroll through the collaboration with the trust. And in the coming days, we will engage the trust to agree to the modalities of implementing these deductions. We envisage that these deductions will become one of the important statutory deductions on beneficiary salaries, alongside existing obligations such as Senate and PAYE. What we want to do is that the deductions will be treated as statutory and expand equitable access to higher education.
In other news, CEO of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, George Abredu Otto, says Ghana needs at least 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to establish a meaningful national food reserve system. Speaking in an interview, the CEO said the government has allocated 300 million Ghana cedis to the initiative, describing the move as a positive first step towards strengthening the country's food security system. However, he noted that the amount is inadequate for large-scale grain purchases. According to him, Ghana currently lags behind neighboring countries such as Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, which have stronger food reserve systems. He explained that increased funding would enable the company to purchase more surplus grains from farmers, reduce post-harvest losses, and strengthen the country's food security against future shortages. In our last bulletin, a 70-year-old final year student of Infante Pim Senior High School, identified as Emmanuel Atta, has been found dead in an uncompleted building at Olanov in Cape Coast. Police recovered examination materials and personal belongings at the scene, which helped confirm his identity. Investigations have concluded that the student died by suicide, although the reasons behind the incident remain unknown. The body was released to the family for burial after examination by a pathologist, while police continue to probe the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. And that's all we have for you on Express Updates. I am Victoria Bole Diamro. Do enjoy the rest of our program.